Awesome. Welcome, guys, and welcome to episode number 7 of Crafty, Brews, and Nerdy News. I'm Brew Smash, and I have guests today of Witch Kitty and No Tick. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Awesome. Yeah, I think we have some good stuff coming up. Kind of diving into a little bit of variety games that we all play while we're streaming, or maybe even off stream as well. So that'll be fun, and then we'll definitely wrap up with some Star Citizen. But before we do that, shall we all talk about what we're drinking this evening? Witch Kitty's like, no, not me.
Don't single me out.
I can go first here.
Yes.
Okay. I am actually drinking, it's called Old Shoots it's a stock ale from Deschutes Brewery. This came out of their Reserved series, or one of them. So this was just kind of like a one-time beer that they did. It was barrel-aged for 12 months in oak barrels. And so it kind of sits at a kind of higher ABV of a 9.6. But the IBUs are 29. So it's like really like not bitter at all. IBUs like international bitterness units. So this is like, there's quite a bit of hops in here. So it's like pretty florally. And then it has some caramely like tarty notes. And it's really tasty.
Sounds incredible.
It was pretty good. And Notic, you are drinking a local brew.
Yes, I'm drinking something that's local to the major Indianapolis area in Indiana. Anybody who's ever been to Gen Con, it's a pretty big gaming convention a lot of you probably know about. They usually do the official beer of the entire convention, essentially. So it changes year to year. But I'm drinking one of their commonly around all the time beers. It's called Weemac. It's basically a Scottish ale. I think a lot of the lines of like what you would get if you were to drink a Newcastle. It's a very, very malty beer. It's not very strong. It's about 5%, and then it's an IBU of 23, so it's even less bitter than what you had, Brew.
Yeah.
But it's a very caramel, cocoa-y kind of flavor, and it has a lot of toffee and the aftertaste. So it's a very strong beer in terms of flavor, but it's not super strong in terms of actual alcohol content. They make a seasonal version that they call Java Mac towards the winter time, so like October-ish, and they basically, with the malts, they actually hardcore roast them, so they taste a lot more like coffee. It's actually one of my favorite beers that I've ever had. It's a very, very good. But they're called Sun King Brewery is the name of the place. I know in the Midwest, a lot of people are going to see them start popping up. They've signed contracts with Kroger grocery stores, so they've improved their canning process because they exclusively can to help ensure that the actual flavor is as close to the tap rooms if you were to go locally as possible, because canning is actually the only way to achieve that. Bottles can't do that. So they're more likely to skunk, and all sorts of other bacteria and stuff are more likely to happen there too. It's one of the things they always talk about if you go tour them. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, so that's really cool to hear that their distribution's growing. It sounds amazing. Like, I wish I could try it with you, but it's okay. I will sip on my
They'll make it that way eventually. You can just enjoy 50,000 local brews you have available.
Yeah,
I'll enjoy the 16 or so I have, maybe.
Yeah, we do have quite a few here. And Witch Kitty.
This is the best, guys.
Is enjoying herself a very nice, refreshing ginger ale. And it's so super green screened out. That's fantastic. Could have been more perfect. Actually, real cool. Note, can you show the can again really quick on stream? It actually had a pretty cool,
Oh, that's pretty.
Logo and everything.
It's actually kind of neat. They basically they made their symbol a lot like what you would find like in Mayan ruins and stuff, because one of the owners essentially used to work for Ale Emporium, which is a known restaurant around town where they brew a lot of their own stuff too. They one of them took a sabbatical for 3 years basically from Ale Emporium to travel the world, and he started basically, when he came back, he and another partner decided they wanted to start their own thing, and basically he started coming up with everything. So he comes up with all the names and stuff. So if you actually go to their website, you'll see their names. Their names are always really goofy, kind of funny things. A lot of it relates to his travels. So that's where he came up with a lot of the flavor profiles he gets too. Is where he been around the country and the world and all sorts of things. So.
That's fantastic.
Their symbol reminds me of when I was a kid. That Nickelodeon show where there was like a competition show where there was the temple or whatever.
Oh my god,
like,
I know what you're talking about.
That's the main symbol reminds me of the talking temple face from that show. I can't remember the name of it. It looks just like
what
it.
What was that called?
It's something temple. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sure someone in chat will remember.
Yeah, here I can repeat. I kind of started first. I'll repeat this really quick. I'm drinking it. Deschutes Brewery. It's called the Old Shoots Stock Ale. It's from their reserved series of they'll do a couple each year. So they're just really one-off barrel-aged beers. Like this one had a wax top on it, so I had to break that open. And anyways, it was barrel-aged in oak barrels for 12 months. And anyways, it's very florally, so there's a lot of the citrus from the hops that you're smelling there. And then kind of the mouthfeel is refreshing, but with a lot of like caramely tart notes. So it's not like super tart like a sour, but it's definitely there. It's really nice. And yeah, it's a little bit higher, 9.6 ABV. So yeah.
So you're gonna get wasted really quick tonight.
Yeah, it's only a 22 ounce, guys, so don't worry.
Am I the designated driver? Because, you know, I don't know if that's going to go well anyway.
Yes, we have designated Witch Kitty as our DD tonight.
It's not good, even when sober.
And wow, Captain Richard, thank you so much for the raid. All the derps in chat right now. Holy crap.
Holy crap.
Derp. What was that for? Did we all do that? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm 2 or 3 beers deep and I'm Italian, so I use my hands a lot. I'm sorry.
Hey, it works, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, anyways, so cheers, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And let's dig into some game talk. Some nerd talk. Am I right?
Nerdy.
Actually, so Witch Kitty, you had mentioned this game to me. It's Tales of oh my gosh, I'm gonna like Zestria. Thank you. I'm like,
yeah.
If I hear it, I can say it. If I'm like reading it, I'm like, I can't say this. So yeah, actually, you told me about this game, and I was doing some research actually for the show tonight, and I was like, holy crap! Like, I want to go like play this game because it looks really cool and it kind of has a really cool story.
Yeah, it's actually really fun.
Yeah. So I mean, for people who might not know about the game, do you just want to talk briefly about just kind of the history or like what you know about it?
Yeah, so it's part of the series of games that they're all under the Tales banner, and they've been going on for a really long time. Like, I know there was Tales of Symphonia, Zillia, I think Graces. There's been a whole bunch. They've been going on for a really long time on like different consoles. And then it's just kind of like a generic like JRPG sort of premise. Like, you go around, you talk to people, you save the world from impending doom. There are cute little anime cutscenes.
You kill stuff. That's important.
Yeah, and you kill stuff. Like, you run around and like there's this really complicated battle system, and it's always a little bit different in each installment. So you have to re-fucking learn the whole thing all over again.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah.
But it's so great. Like, they're really fun games. They're really, really long, involved games. Tales of Zestria specifically, you are the shepherd who talks to like these like spirit, like elf sort of things that no one else can see. And you're essentially like, you're cleansing the earth of like malevolence. It's very generic. Yeah, but it's fun. It's really fun.
Awesome. Yeah, and like you said, they have been going on for a long time. When I was doing
Yeah.
some research, they said the first one began in 1995.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, I was like, wow,
And
this is definitely
they
a thing.
have a crazy release schedule too. Like, I
One
don't
every like
know.
year, I think, or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a
like
year,
one
year and a
every
half.
year. Yeah, because like this year they just released Tales of Zaria, which I haven't gotten a chance to play yet, but it has a
Yeah.
female protagonist for once, I
Wow.
think, unless they change that. Um, so yeah, but
Yeah, actually, that one
crazy release schedule.
just released like into January,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, that was the one I was kind of looking into. And so, and then actually, I was also doing some research. They were saying that all the original ones, you were kind of like confined to like kind of like walking down a path kind of thing. And then, and this one that you've been playing, it's all open world now.
Yeah, well, like, the ones that I've played, because like, I really got into it, I think in Graces, and it's like progressively gotten a bit more open as you go on, but it's not necessarily open world, I would
Okay.
say. Like,
Okay.
it's kind of like Final Fantasy style of open world, if that
It's
makes
very
sense.
railroad kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Kind of
like
follows a track.
yeah, you still have very specific events that you need to unlock to go on further. It's not like running around in Fallout.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They were saying like open world exploration, but there's still like the linear dungeons and that sort of thing going on. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Anyways, so I guess the characters seemed pretty cool. Kind of like it is anime style.
Yeah, their costumes are ridiculous.
Yes.
You
Do you want to cosplay one of those? No.
Oh god, no. Okay, so
gotta have bikini mail. It's important.
no, just the main protagonist in the game. He okay. First of all, his name is Sorry, so it's like he's apologizing all the time. He's like, "Oh hi, Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, my name's Sorry."
Sorry.
But yeah. Anyway, he has like feathers. Just like he has this thing with feathers, and it's really weird. So we have this joke that he's actually like a chocobo.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
He's a chocobo bird converted into a person.
Yeah, and then he like Super Saiyan levels up when he like merges with the seraphs.
His ultimate form.
Yeah, and then he gets a mullet and
He gets a mullet.
That's actually good. That's really
Oh, that's great. Makes me want to play it even more now.
Yeah.
I wanted to flash back to the 70s, and now I got it in anime.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But the cutscenes in those games are amazing, and that's like one of the reasons why I like it, because they're anime cutscenes. So it holds up so well over time. Like, it's animation. Like, how can you fuck that up?
Yeah, seriously.
Not like worrying about CG, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, I was actually just gonna ask you, like, what are kind of, like, your main highlights of the game, and so just the cutscenes, or do you like character play? I know some of them had, like, elements of nature, that their powers go with, so, like, wind and fire and earth.
Yeah, well, because it's, like, it's all elemental based, and that's kind of how the attacks work, kind of in the whole series. So you have to like judge how you're going to attack different enemies based on elements, like very specific, JRPG mechanics. Like it won't go away. But yeah, I love the anime style because I am a sucker for that. Although the costumes in this one were stupid, but and I love games that are really long and have like a really immersive story, and there's lots of different plot twists, and you're like, oh no, they didn't.
But they did.
No, they didn't. Yeah.
Please no.
Yeah. So I'm into that, and I like that kind of game, like level grinding and epic boss fights, that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm an RPG girl at heart.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the strategy of combat that you like so much, or is it just the combination of the anime-esque kind of weaving yourself into an anime story, if you will?
Yeah, it's the story sort of element. Like I love the combat, and like the combat in the Tales games is very different, I guess.
Sure.
Because you have like two different sides of your combat. So you have like your main like weapon sort of attacks, and then you have elemental sort of attacks, and it gets really complicated, and it plays on itself, and but it's cool. It's complicated and it's cool.
That's cool. So is there a lot of customization for like characters, or is it more in like weapons and stuff?
Well, like on this one, because they change this in every iteration too, which is annoying because you have to relearn it again. So you're like the equipment is like so confusing in this one. So you have like little like blocks that you want to align that are on like your weapons and your armor, and then that like boosts your skills in different areas.
Okay.
So yeah. And then there's also like you can merge weapons of the same type over and over again. So technically you could have like a weapon from the early area and it would be super kick-ass, and you go like a couple of areas down the road and your old weapon is still better because you pimped the fuck out of it.
You're like, yes,
yeah,
I will keep this one.
It's exciting, but at the same time, it's like, I just want the new one. Like, I want to see it in my cutscenes. It looks like it'd be nicer.
Yeah.
But I'm not
But
gonna.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't kick ass like this one does.
Yeah. But, like, customization in terms of characters, like, you're stuck with the set characters that they have.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get, like, different accessory sort of stuff as you go. So you can be like, I'm gonna have cute little bat wings. Like,
yay!
stupid shit like that. Yeah, like a Shiba Inu tail. It's just, yeah.
That would actually be cute. I would do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So how many of the games from the Tales series have you played it?
Okay, so I haven't played all of them, like, start to finish.
Okay.
But there was Tales of Symphonia. I think there were two versions. I had a version on like the Wii, and there were like cute little like animal things that were in the cutscenes, and yeah, that was the one that got me into it. It was adorable. I don't remember what it's called. And then yeah, the regular Tales of Symphonia. Tales of Xillia 1 and 2. There's two versions of that. Tales of Graces. I'm pretty sure it's Tales of Graces. I think there was one more. I didn't play any of it. And then Zestria, and I'll get Berseria eventually.
Sweet. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it seems like a really cool series. Like, when I was like researching, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go play this now.
Yeah, and like one thing I like about it is they always have like really weird, like quirky sort of characters. Like in this one, there's this little like Lolita style girl, but she's like really fucking sarcastic.
That's fantastic.
I love her. Yeah, she's like really mean. Yes, I can get behind this. Yeah.
You're like, totally.
Really good characters, yeah. The protagonists are kind of like, you can take them or leave them, because they're like, I'm gonna save the world. I'm all fluffy. Like, whatever. But
whatever.
The secondary characters are awesome.
That's great.
Do you play it on PC or do you play it on a console?
Well, I played most of them on console. Because, you know, I was a peasant until, like, fairly recently.
Filthy peasants.
I know.
Oh, goodness.
I'm offended, okay.
Good.
But I got Tales of Zestria on PC.
Nice.
I think I remember seeing you streaming that recently, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been streaming it a bit.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, I guess that kind of wraps up that one. We'll jump into a little bit of GTA 5 online, because I know both of you guys play that. I played it for a little while. Well, it's weird. I actually used to play it a lot on Xbox One, and then I went ahead and repurchased it for my PC when I built my computer, and I just never, like, dove into it fully. I don't know why, but, like, I don't know.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, there's a lot, and...
Yeah.
It's a big game. Like, if you just, even ignoring the aspect of it, of the online part of it, even the offline part, it's just big. Like, I had a hard time with those kinds of games for a long time because there's just so much to do that my ADHD is just like squirrel, 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 and it's like I'll never get anything done. So
yeah,
that's what I was too. Like, I would start out on a mission, and then, like, I would end up, like, skydiving somewhere. I'm like, what am I even doing now? Like,
it's like I gotta save this guy. I gotta get this cash. Oh wait, I'm gonna go jump off that building real quick.
Hold on.
1 second.
1 second. I gotta jump off this building.
Yeah. And then you completely lose your train of thought, and you're at the other end of the map and naked, and you're like, what the fuck?
What did I just do? And then it's like 3 hours later, and you're like, I've gotten nothing done on this game.
Yeah.
But I did steal a helicopter, and that was fucking cool.
That's awesome.
But now, where do I land it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'll...
Fly it?
I'll just jump out and parachute.
Yeah, just jump out.
Oh my gosh. I was always scared to get anything in trouble with, like, the cops, because it was like the sirens would go off, like, oh shit, they're gonna go for it. I'd be like trying to, like, book it, but, like, when I panic I can't play, so I'm like, ah, and then I, like, get killed. I'm like, damn it, every time.
That's so sad.
When I played it on PC, I pretty much always played it with a couple of friends of mine that I always did a lot of competitive gaming with. And that's pretty much all we did, was try to lure the cops to us, and we would just find badass ways to annihilate everything, essentially. So
yeah. I should have played as a group.
Right.
Yeah. Should have played as a group.
That's the only reason I played it, is because I only played the single player game, and then a buddy of mine who had already played it on Xbox One, like, fully a year and a half ago, because the game came out on PC like a year and a half later, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was way late.
Yeah, it came out much later, but I mean, they obviously did something right, because it looks much better and runs awesome as well. But they, my buddies and I would basically just always do the heists and stuff, because I like that more tactical kind of group combination feel.
And you get so much more money.
True. I mean, that part kind of was nice, but I don't really care as much. It was, for me, it was more, I really like the aspect of doing those missions where you kind of had to rely on all of your friends to do it right. Otherwise, it would just go belly up and you screw everything, essentially. So I always like that aspect of it more. I know right now a lot of people races and stuff after they added the custom tracks in it.
Yeah, the custom tracks look pretty cool. I see Gamble doing them all the time. And I'm like, I don't know how you're so freaking good at it, but I would never reach that level of, He
cheats. He uses a peasant's tool. He uses a peasant's tool
Does
that's called
he?
a controller.
Okay, no, I've been playing with mouse and keyboard since I, like, started playing GTA Online, and then I recently got a controller because it's way easier to drive around with controllers, so I use both.
Oh, that was the way for me too. I was really trying to, like, push myself, like, no, I'm gonna play just on my keyboard and mouse, and we're gonna see how this goes. Oh my god, I sucked.
It's so much easier with the controller.
Yeah.
You aren't supposed to.
I mean, driving cars, driving cars and flying helicopters with the keyboard and mouse is awful.
Awful.
It's so bad.
Even
but,
I
like,
admit
shooting,
that.
I use mouse and keyboard again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm right between you guys for, like, playing with other people, because, like, I played the whole thing by myself when it came out on, like, PS3.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I didn't even touch the online. And then someone got it for me on PC, like, a year or so ago. And I'm like, I might play online, but I was too intimidated because I was going to have to play by myself. Yeah. And then, like, I recently started playing it with my boyfriend. So we've been playing together, but we still have to, like, rely on random people for, like, the other half of, like, heists. So that sucks. But
I go through the exact same thing you do, though. I actually don't go out of my way to play online games at all. I usually always want to play the single player stuff. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, great example. I didn't play it until it came out on PC at all, so I didn't touch it on my console. So I bought it, and then I literally played it from beginning to end in like a month's period of time because I have, again, rabbit holes, just my bane. So I played it for a month, and then after that month, it's kind of like, okay, I feel good enough with the game that I can actually play it online now, because I feel like I have to get so good to a point before I'll even touch the online stuff to risk it. So
yeah, it's scary, and like it's
it
not
is.
necessarily the nicest community.
Social anxiety, man.
Seriously. Oh my god.
Mean. And, like they'll randomly attack you. Like
right. The very first time I hopped online, I was just like looking through the menus trying to figure out how to do something, and this guy dressed up as like a Joker, literally like the Joker from Batman comics, and he was walking up to me and he was doing the shock pose, the pose, and then basically he would walk up to you like this as I'm like in the menus. I pop the menu down, I see this guy walking, like, so what is he doing? And then he just shivs me, and I'm like, okay. Like, all right. I just got killed by the Joker in GTA 5. Excellent.
That's shitty. Yeah.
What's funny is it was hilarious though. Like it was shitty, but I was too busy laughing to care.
Yeah, we did a heist together, like me and my boyfriend, and like right afterwards, because we were with two randoms, they decided to like put a sticky bomb on his car. It's like we were just like all working together, and you want to blow us up. But then you go to passive mode, and they can't actually blow it up if you're in the car. So
there you go. Yeah. Oh, thank God for the passive mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a couple updates on GTA 5 that I kind of briefly was talking about. There was a Valentine update with the new car, the Albany Roosevelt Valier.
Yeah. I haven't checked it out though.
Haven't checked it out. Okay. It looks like an old like classic car kind of thing. Apparently it has a bunch of like customizable mods though at the shops that you can kind of customize it to, which is cool.
Yeah, I think you can take that one to Benny's from what I was reading.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can do the cool stuff, yeah.
All the cool stuff.
All the cool stuff.
Which is pretty cool. Then just a couple other things that I was just reading about was the new import-export like CEO kind of role that's going into the game. I don't know if this is fairly new. Like I said, it's been a while.
Yeah, well the CEO thing is new-ish, but I think it was before like I started playing recently. So you like someone has to like essentially like buy CEO. Yeah, you buy CEO status
and
like
jobs, stuff.
And you like hire people. So I was working as an associate, so I get paid like $5,000 every like certain amount of time, and then the CEO gets paid for you completing the job.
And then he distributes the cash at the beginning. He chooses how much, who gets what.
Yeah.
I played that a little bit with a couple of friends because we were doing some of the goofy games, like the mini games and stuff they had. I just kind of laughed, but.
That's interesting.
Some of the missions with the CEO stuff are pretty good, and some pay really well.
Most of them just seem like they would drive around town and collect this to go back, kind of a thing, though.
That one was
kind of
it's like why? But there's like a headhunting one, stealing like some sort of vehicle from somewhere and delivering it, and getting like mauled by the cops in the meantime, which is terrifying. Don't do that. They like kill you in the middle of a bridge, and then you spawn way away from there, and then the cops kill you before you get back to it. Yeah, good times.
Oh my gosh.
Damn them cops.
Dying repeatedly, yeah.
How dare them protect the citizenry.
Yeah. I just wanted to steal a car.
Oh, that's funny. Real quick, yeah, Nidley is my cat.
That is so cute.
Such a pretty kitty.
She is a pretty kitty. Yep. Anyways, yeah, the last time I played GTA 5 was basically right when they released the heist. That was what, almost 2 years ago?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I mean, I didn't play it much from that point either. And then I played it recently, like I said, in December, because they had a new mini game out that a couple of friends that wanted to try out. So we played it. That's how I figured out the whole CEO thing or whatever that system is called, because one of my buddies had started a company kind of things like, all right, you're gonna come work for me now, you scrubs, and we
That's great. I think that's kind of fun, like having the roles in there, because I mean I feel like everyone was kind of like running around. Obviously we're bad people. I mean, like, there's nothing else in the game that you can do.
Let's not use the word bad. It's more shady.
Yeah, shady people.
Morally gray?
Yes, questionable people. It's kind of the main aspect of the game. So, anyways, like, I think, you know, they have I was reading up, they now have the whole bikers thing, which I know that's not new, but it's like, now you got clubhouses and, but I don't know, like, all that kind of stuff, like, now it's like, you can kind of, like, find, like, your group of shady people to hang out with.
Yeah. I have my own shady crew now. Wow.
Yes, and we all work together and doing shady shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, and you can, like, get fired by your CEO if you piss them off.
Yeah, see, this is why you become the CEO, because you can't get fired if you're the CEO.
I have a plan. We should all start a new club inside of the actual game, and instead of calling ourselves the Hells Angels, we should call ourselves the Heavens Devils.
Heavens Devils.
There you go.
I like it, Notic. I like it.
I got
okay,
something.
there we go.
Cheers. Yes. We could totally do that. I think actually I would enjoy playing the game now, like if there was a group of people that I knew that I could play with. Because being by myself, I was like, I would just get so distracted for one. And you don't get as distracted when you're with a group of people, because you typically try and stay on the goal.
It's really hard to play the online alone. Like, I've tried to just kind of pop in and, like, to do a mission or whatever, but when you're by yourself, it's just
hard.
It's not really fun.
Yeah, you just keep, like, getting blown up and shit.
Yeah, and, like, people
in this case,
literally in the races,
literally.
and they, like, push you off, but at least if you're playing with someone you know, you can, like, laugh about it.
Yeah. Instead, like, the internal rage when you're, like, by yourself.
Yeah. Or you're just like, maybe I'll just, like, drop out of this race. Like, it doesn't matter, right?
Right? It doesn't matter at all.
Whatever.
That's funny. So have either of you played with Gamble at all?
Never.
I played with him on stream. That sounded bad.
Oh, someone please clip that.
Or don't. Please don't. A race. Like once. I think once. Don't. But he takes, like, it just takes so long for him to actually get into a race and get started, and just,
It does, yeah.
It's just like, okay, buddy, I'm done.
You're like, okay, we're good. I'm done now. That's awesome. So both you guys have completed the story mode. That's what it kind of sounds like, right?
Yeah,
I think I did.
I did like 75% total, which is the story is only like 70% of it, and the rest of it's all like the side missions.
So, yeah, makes sense.
I did like 75%, so I finished the story entirely. And I'm not gonna lie, so when I saw, I don't know if anyone here watches The Walking Dead, but when I watched the episode where what's his face is in it, the guy that actually plays the like the meth addict main character guy, he's actually Trevor. Thank you.
Yeah, Trevor.
He's in the Walking
Canadian.
Dead episode. He is. He's actually a really cool guy from what I understand. I've never met him, but I have a couple of friends who met him. My sister actually worked with him on a project she did in college. But I basically, like, I saw the Walking Dead episode. I was like, that's Trevor. The whole time I'm sitting there going, that's fucking Trevor. Why does he have tattoos and hit himself all the time like he's on meth? Like, what's going on?
Huh.
I don't know. So, yeah, the whole story just ruined all that for me.
Aww.
It's okay. He will forever be Trevor. Everybody admits it. Everybody knows it. He will forever be Trevor.
Yeah.
Have you, in the story mode, have you ever been driving around as Trevor? and come around. Like, this is just the most random Easter egg I came across. I was like on a scooter as Trevor, and there was
I'm sorry. Trevor on his scooter is just so perfect. Like, he just got the He's just like, shit, I gotta get home. Trevor on a Vespa.
And then there was someone else on a scooter, like, in front of him, and he starts, like, going, scooter, buddy.
Wait, what?
I just imagine Trevor on a Vespa.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
Scooter, buddy.
And, like, you can just keep driving around and he just, like, pretty much keeps saying it. Like, I don't know.
That's
Oh
really
my
good.
god, that's great.
It was hilarious. I died a little bit.
Yeah, I would too. Oh man, Trevor's such a character too already.
Yeah.
To be honest, I probably wouldn't even cared about the story if it wasn't for Trevor, to be quite frank. Like, he's what made GTA 5 what it was in terms of story mode.
No.
Without it, it's just whatever.
Yeah. I like Franklin too.
Franklin was actually really neat. I love the fact that they kind of made the guy that's like the typical from the streets kind of guy that you think would be the hard ass whatever was like
He's the nice guy.
He's the
Yeah.
most centered and nice of the whole story.
Yeah,
It's like, what the hell?
he's so nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. I guess what was your like favorite parts of the game, either being in story mode or the online part of it?
My favorite part of the story for me was the part where you had to actually go to the airport and steal the plane for Trevor to fly. And basically the entire time Michael was like, oh shit, what am I doing? Oh god, oh! I don't know. I thought it was hilarious whenever like Michael was put in a super like uncomfortable position because of Trevor. I just thought it was great.
It's been so long since I played through the whole story mode.
Yeah, for me it was, like I said, like a month after it came out on PC. I played it for a month and then just haven't touched it since.
Yeah, no, because I played it when it first came out.
Right. Oh yeah, you played the story probably on Xbox One then, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
No, on
No?
PS3.
Okay, that's right.
That's right.
PS3.
PS3. My
Sorry.
bad.
Oh man, we forgot. Sorry, kidding.
God.
My bad. I don't have the peasantry under control.
I don't have any consoles anymore. It's okay. Got rid of
It's
them.
okay.
Good.
I bought an Xbox One. It's an extremely expensive Netflix machine. It was the greatest purchase of my life.
Hey, that's what I did too.
I
I was-
miss my overpriced Blu-ray player, aka my PS4.
Yeah.
I actually own an actual Blu-ray player, ironically, and I still bought the Xbox One. I don't know why. I regret it.
I have a DVD player that like hooks up to Netflix, and I still bought a console. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why.
Oh god.
Anyways, I do remember there was this it wasn't really like a cheat, but in like the rich neighborhood that's kind of close to downtown, it's like the neighborhood that's kind of has the curvy roads back and forth and has the
where
hedges and everything.
Franklin's want houses?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if
okay.
you're up in there's like this cross street. It like kind of bends around this corner. I'm trying to remember where this part of the map is, but anyways, if you kind of parked there and like hung out, there's a car. You know how it kind of caps out on the cards you can sell. So if you took like a Lamborghini in, you wouldn't be able to like sell it and get like the full money for it, kind of thing, right? So there's the one car that kind of looks like the BMW. It's like the boxy car. Anyways, there's a gold one that will drive down this street, and if you park there and like hang out, it is like the most money you can get from stealing a car and selling it at a body shop, which is like
nice.
it's a couple grand or something. So anyways, you would just kind of like sit there, it would come down, you steal it, you drive it down, like sell it at the shop, go back up, hang around, it would drive back down again, you like steal it, go sell it at the shop. It was just like this constant routine. It was fantastic.
We do that with like NPC vehicles in online as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Hilarious.
I would just like hang out there all the
Ruin her
time.
mad hack.
I have spent hours at that caddy corner just like waiting for the gold car, waiting for the gold car.
All your hours in the game are just on that.
Wait. You telling me you spent a lot of time sitting on a corner waiting for a bunch of cash to show up?
Okay. No.
Oh,
Oh
don't
god.
even go there.
I'm sorry I went there, but come on.
That was too easy.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, you know, it wasn't exactly like that, but basically, yeah.
Basically.
Anyways, moving along. Okay, GTA 5, fantastic game. Now that I know you guys play, we should definitely, like, do a multi-stream or something, and we can all play together. It'd be fun.
I'm, like, completely averse to actually streaming GTA, though. I, like, refuse. Just, like, the community with it and stuff like that, and it doesn't necessarily stream very well, because, like, it's not
that's
very
a good...
optimized.
Yeah.
We spend so much time, like, in menus and fucking loading screens.
Especially if you're jumping from single player to multiplayer, it takes like 20 minutes to show.
It does. Oh my god.
What's funny though is like Gamble when he streams racing, it actually works. I think racing works very well for streaming, but when it comes to actual single player, whatever side agree. It's kind of not the most
like getting
advantageous.
into a race in the first place takes
True.
so fucking long, especially if you're playing with someone else.
Yeah.
It's like not in the same server anymore, and you're like, what?
Just randomly, boop, gone. Yeah,
right.
and like loading in like takes forever too. I do remember that. Oh man.
And then you have to load to like exit.
Oh yeah.
just let me leave.
I just want to leave. Like why is this a 5-minute thing? Like I can walk out my door in 2 seconds. Why? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, anyways, great game. So yeah, if you guys are all on, we should all jump on and play. That'd be fun. Okay. Another game that I have not played, but I know both of you have. Ignore the cat meowing in the background. Oh my god. So much for being in the background. Oh man. Okay.
I wish she could hear us.
Do you see her right now? She keeps finding herself in the mirror back here, and she like doesn't know what the fuck to do with herself. She's just like, who is this cat? What is this cat?
You're so pretty.
It's hilarious. Okay, Witcher 3, the Wild Hunt, and actually just the whole series in general, because I know all of you have played probably all 3 of them.
Right.
Oh my gosh, she keeps meowing.
I'm so sorry. I'm like,
cute.
It's alright.
Anyways, so Witcher 3 I know is kind of popular. Kitty, you streamed it and you did a cosplay costume for it, which is pretty cool. And then Notik, you said you've played the other 2 and then you were kind of just jumping in to wrap up the 3rd one.
Yeah, so like I was kind of mentioning about GTA, I kind of have this problem with games that are so massive, like I just kind of, they're intimidating to me. So I finally started playing through The Witcher 3 within the last month or so. I started playing through it finally. I bought the game the day it came out, but I touched it then and kind of just hit a point where I was like, I can't beat this. And it was so intimidating, I just kind of stopped and I started over again. So I'm a huge fan of the series though. So huge fan of the series.
So good.
So you know what I learned is that the games are based off of a fantasy novel.
A book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh my god, you read it?
I read all 3 books. That's actually how I got into it. So when the first Witcher came out, I had actually read the first book was translated from, I forget
Polish.
what native, it was Polish, that's right.
Yeah.
It was Polish to English. I read the translation, not the official release. It was a translation that someone had done. And I read the entire thing, and it's essentially an semblance of
it's a bunch of short stories of Geralt's exploits.
Right. So I read all of those, and I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of cool. I liked it a lot. And then I saw the game, The Witcher, and I was like, wait a minute, these guys, like, it was getting super great reviews and stuff. So I asked for it for Christmas for my family because I always had this problem of asking for gifts because I buy everything I want myself. So I asked for it for Christmas and got it for Christmas and played it. And then I just like it was one of those games I literally played beginning to end 7 times before I was done. Yeah, I liked it a lot. If that's not proof enough. But
Yeah.
I played it I played the first one 7 times because it was so good for me. Like it's just everything I want. I love the grittiness of the world about the whole envelope of everything they developed and created. The fact that it was so immersive and you could lose yourself in it, but it was still challenging. Like that's one of the first things.
Yeah, the Witcher games are really hard.
the first one not so much as much as the second and third. The first one was challenging. I don't want to say it's not, but it
I
wasn't.
didn't play the first one. I played a bit of 2, but I started on 3.
And you see, when 2 came out, it was so big that I was intimidated by it. So I only played it once. I only played it at the beginning. So it's the same scenario as Witcher 3. I played it to a point, and it basically got so hard at a point that I was like, okay, I got to back away from this for a minute, and got distracted with another game, and came back to it and started over. And it was just, like I said, it was so big that it just intimidated the shit out of me. Those games always do that to me. And basically, I played through the entire second one. Now the third one, same thing, intimidated me. Now I'm playing through it again. So I just actually hit Skellige in the third one. So I'm at that point now where I'm in the back stretch of it all.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, I mean, Red Lear plays it a lot, and I've watched you guys stream it before, and it's definitely like another one of those games that I like. I do like the medieval kind of theme timeline. That is really cool. I love that. And then he has a horse that he rides on, and I love that.
Oh, Roach is stupid.
Roach is fantastic.
Roach is the most moronic thing
I
ever.
fucking hate Roach.
Roach.
Worst horse. Right in the books, but I fucking hate Roach.
Roach.
What's
That's
funny
He
is
always
this,
names his horse Roach. He always has a female horse named
Roach. Yeah,
Mhm,
but I never ride the damn horse in the third one. I literally run everywhere. It's
Good,
kind of like
because Roach is fucking frustrating.
he's an idiot, right? Well, the only time I'll use Roach is if I absolutely have to get to the other side of the map and it's not I have a quick travel point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find running around is more enjoyable because I get to discover other little like Easter eggs and stuff they put in it too. So
Yeah.
I might have missed him if I stuck to a horse. So.
Because Roach just doesn't listen to you appropriately and just glitches out. It's annoying.
Oh no! Poor Roach.
You're like calling for your horse and you're like, Roach, come here. And it's just like off over somewhere else and you're like, the fuck?
Roach, get over here!
When the game first came out, a friend of mine basically said, like a month after the game came out, he finished it, and he basically summed it up. He's like, "This is how I sum up The Witcher 3. God damn it, Roach."
Yeah.
That's basically how he summed up the entire game. Is God damn it, Roach.
Well, like you can do mounted combat as well, but
And
like
I can't.
it's
just
not.
never-
It doesn't work very well. Like it's like the combat in the game is really nice. I like the combat, but the mounted combat just kind of sucks. Like it's clunky.
I've found a few
and
bandit
it's-
camps. I found a few bandit camps where they're actually on horses, where it would make
Yeah.
sense. But that's so small and seldom that it really just doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stupid.
But yeah,
Roach.
I started Witcher on the third, and it was like one of the first games I streamed back when I first started streaming, and I played through all of it on stream, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, and then I went back and I played a bit of the second one, and then got stuck and busy with other stuff, so I haven't picked it up again since. And I've read, I think, 3 of the books. There's more now, though. There's not just 3.
There's still only
5?
3, I believe, but they have some more short stories that came out that they haven't
No.
collectionized yet.
I think there's 5 now. I'm pretty sure. I haven't
Well,
downloaded.
God damn it, I gotta read more
Go
books.
find it out, yeah.
Read more. Read more.
But the books are so
There is 5.
good.
Yeah, you're right. There is 5.
Yeah.
There's The Tower of the Swallows and Lady of the Lake.
Yeah.
God damn it, Witch Kitty.
2 more
And
books to
yeah.
read.
Yeah, and I played originally on console because I was a peasant. So I have to
Oh,
play through. I have to play through again on PC, and I had played through all of it, and then the first DLC, but I didn't play the second one, so now I have to like play through the whole game to do
oh
the
my
next
gosh.
DLC.
Yeah.
So that's intimidating.
That was actually the other reason why I never finished. Like, it's funny. The second one, when it came out, I was at a point where I needed to upgrade my graphics card to really enjoy the full immersiveness of it because it was such a leap forward in terms of what they've done technology-wise.
Yeah.
So I bought a new graphics card at that time, and now Witcher 3, same thing. Actually, it was part of the reason why I stopped playing. I hit a point where the graphics just weren't doing what I wanted them to. So I finally upgraded to a 1080 GTX here recently, and that's one of the other reasons why I decided to go ahead and start playing it again.
Nice.
Same kind of thing.
Wow. Very cool.
Cute.
So there are 2 expansions coming out, or that came out for Witcher 3,
Yeah.
the Heart of
They're
Stone
done now.
and
Yeah, they're
Blood
officially done.
and Wine.
Yeah, Blood
Sweet.
and Wine is officially done. It's won like every award possible for the past like year,
Yeah,
essentially.
well,
So
and
Wow.
it's huge too. Like it's
That's-
full
yeah.
game size apparently. So
that's why it's so popular
awesome.
because it's
Mhm.
essentially an add-on of a game on top of a game. So rather than just being DLC, it's a whole nother story, if you will, on top of
Yeah.
it.
That's awesome. And have you guys played through those at all yet, or?
I
I
played
still haven't
Hearts of
finished.
Stone.
Yeah, I still
But I
haven't
didn't
finished the main
finish Blood and
story, so
You must do Blood and Wine.
I know.
That's
I need
fantastic.
to.
I still
Yeah,
haven't
the
finished
main story is so long.
Well, that's
It
what I was
is.
just gonna ask. Like, between the 2 of you, like, what is kind of like the main story? I mean, I kind of briefly read up on some things, but that's the setting and the story kind of to the whole series, right?
So the story is essentially about another character inside of the whole thing called Ciri, or Cirilla, I think is how you pronounce her real name.
Cirilla,
but
yeah.
Cirilla. But she essentially is the adoptive daughter of Geralt, the main character you actually play throughout the whole storyline. And essentially, she is a major part inside of a world-changing event with an entity called the Wild Hunt, which is essentially a wraith, if you will. They're kind of a ghostly specter kind of enemy. So your entire story of The Witcher 3 especially is basically figuring out where Cirilla is, how she ended up there. You're trying to find Cirilla. This is the whole storyline through.
Mhm.
The first game, essentially, you lost your memory entirely because you'd come across the Wild Hunt and lost your memory entirely. So you're trying to discover that and you figure it out. And the second game is it's essentially the Game of Thrones aspect of it all, if you will, because you're trying to basically figure out. You learned all of your memories. You're still trying to grasp the rest of it, but your main villain is another Witcher from another school of Witchers, because there are multiple schools. And so Geralt, the main character, is a school of the wolf, for instance. So there's a school of the cat, a school of the griffin, a school of the viper,
Bear, yeah.
There's all sorts of different schools.
Yeah.
If you want to think of them in a way, think of Shaolin monks, the way they all have different styles. It's the same kind of thing, essentially, but more Viking-esque, if you will. The same kind of thing, essentially. So basically, the third one is finally wrapping it all up, and you're finishing the story by finding Cirilla and figuring out why the Wild Hunt wants her so badly. So, because the whole storyline is essentially why the Wild Hunt is Geralt's main foe, and that's what you're trying to figure out.
And then
Wow.
the books all take place before the games.
Technically,
So it's like
there are a few short
really
stories
cool
that happen
backstory.
during the game, though. There are a few
Are
that
there?
happen during. There's one or two. So
Okay.
but it's all when so The Witcher 3, when you're doing the initial mission, which is actually a flashback. That's actually in the books.
Oh yeah, okay.
So when Cirilla is fighting on top of the
that was in the
the
book.
pedestals.
Yeah.
That's actually in the book. But you're correct. The actual story itself, yes, is all brand new. But that's so.
But
CD
it's so
Projekt Red.
interesting for context, like
It is.
having not read the books when I played it the first time, and then having read some of them before my second playthrough, just
Right.
like the different context and stuff now is really interesting. And I'm like, oh, Oh, like that
Right.
makes so much more sense now.
Oh,
Like you
So,
don't
like,
have to
awesome.
read it, but it's nice.
Well, like I said, when I first read them, I read the translations. I didn't read the official releases in English. So I reread the English versions after I'd already played the second one, I think it was. I finally reread the 3 books that were out at the time. And it was eye-opening in terms of that, because the translation between the official release was entirely different, because some of the a lot of stuff's lost in translation, obviously. So.
Yes, lost in translation. So do they have a lot of like the like they use all the same names, like all the same characters kind of thing in the books?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Pretty much.
Cool.
All the main protagonists and the antagonists are all the same names, but some of the obviously the people you meet along the way might change here or there, but pretty much all the main characters are the same.
Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. And then, so I heard that the Wild Hunt, or the third Witcher, was 30 times larger map than the other ones?
Yeah,
That's true?
it's like,
that's
so
like
imagine,
crazy huge.
Imagine GTA 5 times 3. Because the first map is the size of GTA 5, the second map is GTA 5 as a whole, and the third map that you come across in Skellige is basically a third, like, or half of GTA 5. So it's huge.
Oh
Very
my
big.
gosh.
It's very big. That's why I had such a hard time with it, because it's so fucking big.
Well, and
the
there's just
problem
like
is-
so much random stuff you can do. Like there's so many side quests. Like it just doesn't end. Like there are little question marks everywhere on the map, and you're like, ooh, shit, I need this.
Yeah, so you get lost in rabbit holes the whole time. So that's why I had to quit the first time, because it's like, okay, I've gone down way too many rabbit holes way too soon. So.
Yeah. Oh man. We know how the rabbit holes go. When I was watching Red Layer, he has like, there was like horse racing events, and you could race Roach.
I just did those recently, believe it or not. I never touched the horse races. Now,
oh what?
I kind of wanted to do everything before I went to the Skellige Islands, and I essentially did all the horse races inside of Velen and now Nova, which are the kind of the 2 major places you go to at first. And I did those. Now I'm at Skellige, which is the last island, I believe, before you meet up with Siri and progress the story of Wild Hunt and stuff. So, which I haven't done yet, so don't spoil it.
We're gonna. I won't say
Dicks. Skellige has been my favorite place so far. It reminds me, Skellige is essentially the Vikings, which
they're great. I love that whole part of the storyline.
The musical score on Skellige is incredible. Like
the whole game is beautiful in terms of music.
I agree wholeheartedly. But Skellige is on a different level than the rest of the game entirely. It's one of those things, like music is a huge background for me, so Nax asked a question later we'll come to that dick. But anyway, it's a huge thing for me, and I've always paid really close attention to that as a whole. This, like, the Skellige Islands is in that same level as the composers of like Star Wars. It's that level, but the rest of the game is great, but don't get me wrong, but Skellige is just, there's something different about it. Like they obviously knew they needed something more enveloping with the whole storyline, so it's incredible.
Yeah, I think it's like a super interesting game. And actually, I do like watching people games sometimes, but definitely Witcher is one that after watching it, I wanted to kind of like play it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
and
cool.
if you love fantasy games, you will love this game. Like I love open world, like RPG fantasy style games. Like it's a JRPG, and then it's like the medieval style games are like my go-to for forever. Like sci-fi is new to me, but yeah, like if you like that kind of game, you'll be like, it's so good. Like it's so amazing.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. So anyways, that's again like another game now that I want to get into.
Worth it. Free DLC. You buy the base game, all of the free. That's CD Projekt as a company has been incredible.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
All DLC is free for them.
Awesome. And the other question I asked is, I know there's like mods for the games out there. Like Red Layer used a travel mod, so he didn't actually really have to use Roach at all. He just kind of like clicked on the map and teleported.
Cheating son of a bitch!
Yeah.
I know. It's like, damn
wow.
But
My
I know
immersion is broken.
I know. But I guess there's a bunch of other kind of like mods for Witcher. Like, do you guys do any of that, or you just kind of play the game like raw and wholesome?
Yeah, I'm like a game purist. I don't really like to mod my games very
Purist.
much. Like,
So-
people tell me to, and like, I played a little bit of like modded Skyrim, but
Right.
like, I don't know. I like the way that it's supposed to be.
So
Yeah.
my problem with mods and that kind of world, it's like Witcher. Like I'm the same. I'm playing it completely vanilla, not modding it. Skyrim I modded because at that time there was official releases that are proven to actually increase the actual fidelity of all of it. So that makes sense to me. But when you're just trying to play the game and just trying to get all of it, the modding thing just kind of helps add a level of difficulty that's not necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
the
sometimes
game's
it's
already
just,
so
like,
big.
it's silly.
Make it harder.
And it's
that's
just
the other
like
thing is
it's a beautiful game as it is versus like
right.
Skyrim like it doesn't look as nice anymore, so if you do like the
Right.
graphical upgrades, like it
It's
looks
old.
really gorgeous. And it's like, okay, like I can play this looks a bit more modern again. But like with
Right.
Witcher, you don't need to do that. Like that, it is a gorgeous game as it is.
Right.
It is.
Skyrim,
Yeah.
like when I played it through fully for the first time, it had already been out for a year. So at that time, it's kind of the graphics were dated, so modding it made sense. But I
Mhm.
only did official graphical texture release stuff.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Yeah. Actually, Skyrim's another game that I just recently picked up again and started playing. Because, I mean, it was one of those games, like, back when I didn't have a PC or anything, that it was just such a big game. And so now that I actually have, like, a PC and I can actually play some nice games and everything looks nice, it's not on that console shit. Just kidding.
welcome to the master race.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
sorry.
god.
Cats.
I played through all of Skyrim on PS3.
Oh,
all that
goodness.
PS3 crap, right? And then the little bit I played on PC actually wasn't my copy, so I technically don't have Skyrim.
Yeah, right?
So
She
that's
obtained it.
unfortunate. I obtained it. Well, I don't have it anymore. I don't have access to it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. Need a new Elder Scrolls.
Yes, yes. So, but yeah, anyways. So do you guys know of any other, like, expansions or anything that's coming out? Or, like, new updates
They're
that's
done.
happening? Or
They're officially done. So
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red is as a company that after the first game, I pretty much, if I could have invested in at the time, because I was so young, I didn't have money to. But if I had money, I would have invested in hardly because they've proven tooth and nail that they can do it.
Mhm.
But they've essentially announced that Blood and Wine, the most recent expansion, is the last one done. They're actually working on a new game.
Gwent.
No, they're actually
And the
not.
Steam or Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk.
2077.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk
Yeah.
2077 is
It's gonna
supposed
be
to
great.
supposed to be 5 times bigger than The Witcher 3.
Whoa.
Cyberpunk is my thing. I'm a big tabletop player games, so I play a lot of Shadowrun, which is a very much a cyberpunk-esque kind of world. So the Cyberpunk system is actually a tabletop game system that is being developed by them. They bought the rights to it to create an actual story game. I'm super stoked for it. My actual background in my PC is the Cyberpunk 2077. If you haven't seen it, they have a theatrical trailer for it. I highly suggest going to YouTube and searching Cyberpunk 2077 and watching
You'll be
it.
so stoked to
It is-
room.
It is like, so if you've seen Ghost in the Shell, like the Ghost in the Shell trailer that they've had out, like a lot of people are skeptical about it. I'm one of them. But like after watching the trailers and stuff, I'm super stoked for it. It's that same kind of level. It's actually super high quality, high fidelity in terms of all of the way. It's incredible. And they've pretty much announced, they publicly stated, I should say, that Blood and Wine is their last expansion, and their entire team is now fully focused on Cyberpunk 2077. So they're 100% all hands on deck for that.
Wow.
So
That's so
they're done
cool.
with The Witcher now. It's
Okay.
going to be incredible. And so for me, like the fantasy aspect of Witcher is great, but I'm a huge sci-fi fan. So the fact that I'm a huge cyberpunk fan, I'm a huge steampunk fan. My channel, for instance, is always kind of steampunk.
Steampunk is
that-
definitely, yeah. I'm all
Right.
there.
Right. The cyberpunk thing is another huge aspect for me too, and I'm super excited for that when it comes out because, like I said, I've played a lot of the tabletop aspect of it. Shadowrun is another kind of cyberpunk-esque system, and I've played it tooth and nail. I've done a lot of game mastering for that as well, so I'm super stoked for that essentially. So
That's awesome. Well, cool. Yeah, that's cool to see that they're like jumping onto a new project and everything.
Well, they've been talking about that one for a very long time, though.
they announced it in 2013. They announced the game.
I've been wanting that game for a very long time.
Right. They foundationally announced some of the base stuffs for it, what they want it to be, and they did a lot of mocap for it. They haven't done actual game work. Now that they're developing an entirely new game engine, understand that's developed off Witcher 3 to progress with it. So I'm expecting something Star Citizen quality, and how we all with Star Citizen were expecting a super high quality fidelity kind of thing. They're doing the same kind of thing. That's one of the things I love about this new project is they're always going out to push the envelope to the next level.
Cool. Yeah. They're an awesome company doing good stuff.
Absolutely.
I guess what was your favorite part during the playthrough that you guys liked the most?
Well, I'm a Yennefer fangirl, so I love most things about her.
I'm the polar
and
opposite.
just like the rage sort of thing, and just I love her. I'm Team Yen all the way, 100.
I'm the polar opposite. I'm actually a really big fan of Triss. Believe it or not, Triss is more.
No, but it's not canon. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not part of the books.
Fine.
She's just like a weird little sister thing that's like obsessed with him. But him and Yen, they're supposed to be together.
Well, you see, for me, the whole thing is
very
Yen
passionate about this.
For me, the Yen and Geralt thing, they're so polar opposite that it's the whole opposite of track thing is how they always kind of portrayed it in the books. But in the actual gameplay, you feel that way when you first meet up with Yen and Skellige, but it's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't feel natural to me. It feels like it's forced. With Triss, it feels like it's always kind of like I always have that feeling of Triss is there, and she's been there for me every step of the way. And I feel like I've always had that emotion, but I can never admit to it because I knew about Yennefer, but I didn't know Yennefer because I've lost my memories and stuff like that. So I know. I think Yennefer's gorgeous. I mean, it's not one of those things. It's just she's a very attractive woman. She's gorgeous. She has
crazy
a great
as
personality.
fuck.
That's part of it.
I can identify with Yen very well. So
Okay.
I don't know. But I feel like her and Geralt are well suited to each other. Like, I feel like Triss kind of came across as like the obsessive, like, little sister sort of thing.
And I can see that.
And she kind of like, she came in the second one and just like is all of a sudden like, oh, you know, like, we're together, Geralt, and kind of left out the whole part about everything else. Like, she was completely deceptive and I don't know. I don't like her. I like her and she's pretty, but I don't like them together. No.
It's not supposed to be that way.
It's not supposed to be that way.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Okay, so we will talk about some Overwatch, which I'm so sorry, which Kitty you haven't played Overwatch. We'll try and make it quick, and then we'll jump into some Star Citizen kind of thing.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess Richie, I just want to ask, why don't you like Overwatch, or why haven't you tried to check out Overwatch or played it at all?
Me? Why haven't I?
Yeah.
I zoned out because I'm like, oh, Overwatch.
Like...
You know, I'm not really like. This is funny because like most of my Star Citizen play now has been in Star Marine, but I'm not actually an FPS sort of person, and again with the whole single player sort of thing, It's not really my jam, but I have been like watching other people play it, and like I know you guys play it a lot, and it's just like if there are people I could play with, it could be okay. But if I'm playing with random pugs, I'm not into it.
I'm not gonna lie, you turn into a whole different person when you play Star Marine. I've watched some of your streams. You turn into like the epiphany of a sadist.
You're like, so
die! I'm gonna kill you! It's great to watch. It's absolutely
I've
hilarious.
had a lot of fun with Star Marine.
It's absolutely hilarious to watch. And then when you get all excited, you like squeak and stuff, and you're this is great. It's a lot of fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
it gives people amusement.
Yes. Oh my god, that's awesome. Cute murder kitty, yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
She is.
I'll kill you, motherfucker.
Exactly. See.
Uh,
What's funny is that's pretty much an exact line from what you would have said from her stream. Like, kill
Exactly.
you, motherfucker!
yes. Cool. So I guess, quickly, if you guys don't know what Overwatch is, I'm really not gonna explain the whole game. I feel like everyone knows at least what Overwatch is. But I will kind of go over a couple of the updates or kind of stuff that's coming in new for it. There was a kind of a rumor going around about the Rooster event that had like a lower drop rate
Right.
for like skins and all the kind of fun stuff that you get, the voice and all that kind of thing. Anyways, so
Jeff Kaplan actually replied to that. He actually
He
made
did.
a dedicated post to just that.
and he was like, no, it's been the same for every single event.
I call bullshit.
I kind of call bullshit too.
So here's the thing. So okay, I'm gonna admit to how sad I am about life and video games here for a minute. I spent basically $60 on
I did too.
loot
I did-
boxes,
I
if you will,
did
right?
too.
I spent $60 on loot boxes before the event was up because I wanted the May skin. Of course, I did it. I'm a big May fan too.
I love
But I
May.
spent-
People say I
You
look
are-
like May.
You are May.
I
That's-
know.
Aw.
You're May, but you're not Asian, okay?
Yeah, that's
Um,
something the same.
But so essentially, I did that, and like I tracked how many I got. I actually got, I think, out of everything I did, so it was 50 plus 25, so 50, 60, 70, 85, or 75 total loot boxes. I think it was 35% of them were duplicates. So 35% of everything I opened was a duplicate.
Yeah.
And then I did end up getting pretty much every skin except for Zenyatta's and the other May skin. I got the red May skin, which is the one I wanted anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I opened everything. It was 35% duplicates, and I want to say it was 40% was gray items, which is just like sprays, voice packs, and stuff I didn't
Yeah.
have. And then everything else was blue skins or whatever have you, things of that nature. Excuse me.
Okay.
But yeah, it was one of those things. It's like, I don't know. This seems a lot. Like I've bought loot boxes for other events they've done, and it was never. I never got that many.
That was the thing. So
Hmm.
the night.
RNG's a bitch, but that much.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing for me too was like, well, I was away for quite a bit of time, so I wasn't really able to kind of like get on and like, typically I try and like earn as much as I can. But there was just so many cool skins in the Rooster event that I was like, I just want them. And so I did actually go out and purchase some loot boxes, and I experienced the same thing. I got a lot of duplicates. I didn't even get all of these skins, and I spent $60 on loot boxes, which just seems kind of crazy because it's like that's the price of the game when I originally purchased it,
Right.
Oh my god.
like to get.
They
I mean,
suck
for-
us in, Witch Kitty. We can't help it.
We can't help.
This is like your
Don't
ship
judge us.
addictions. Like, I don't know. We need like an intervention.
Anyways, so I spent $60. I got all of the skins except for I didn't get Reinhardt's and I didn't get May's other skin. I'm pretty sure I got Zenyatta's, and then everyone else I did actually get a skin for, which was cool. And actually Mercy, hers turned out really cool. I loved hers. there was a lot in there that I just loved so much. So,
My
I mean, like,
favorite's Roadhog hugging the dynamite
fuck,
when he's
yes.
on the other. She's like, dynamite.
Dynamite, and the pig like mask for him is so perfect because it's like that's what he is. And anyways, I had to get that, and so that was the thing. I had purchased the $50 worth of loot boxes, and I had gone through them all, and at the very end I didn't get Roadhogs, which is the only one I wanted to begin with. Not really the only one.
You bought another like 10. I remember you doing that.
Yeah.
So you could buy it.
And I bought another 10, and then I still didn't get it, but I ended up getting enough coins so I could purchase it. Oh my god, that was ridiculous. But I got it.
Did the same thing. I did the same thing with Zenyatta. I wanted Zenyatta's skin. I actually never had a skin for Zenyatta, and I actually played.
See, that's the thing. He doesn't get a lot of skins.
He doesn't. He really doesn't. So when he gets a skin, it's kind of like,
okay, and I'm sorry, but Reinhardt now, he's got the balls.
Got the most skins. Yeah, he does have Zenyatta's balls.
He's got Zenyatta balls.
He has essentially
always protected.
Zenyatta. Yep.
That's what I've decided. Anyway, so the Rooster event was super fun. Sad that's gone. I'm glad I did end up getting the skins that I did get. I will say that. But it seemed like the drop rate was much lower, because even for like Christmas and everything, I didn't purchase anything for Christmas, and I actually got quite a few of the Christmas ones, and it wasn't like I played daily, but it wasn't like I was spending a bunch of hours trying to get them. I was just like casually playing like I usually do, and was actually getting quite a few really cool Christmas skins or whatever. Anyways, so I don't know whether they really changed the drop rate. That's, I don't know.
And Jeff Kaplan swore in his post that nothing's changed. It's just the
nothing's
RNG
changed.
was just
I'm sorry.
not in our favor, I guess.
For $60, I should get the entire everything for that event. Right? Seriously.
Yeah.
See, what's funny is I didn't play it all during the winter time. I played at Thanksgiving, and then I took like a month, 2 months before I played again. And I kind of played some of the Year of the Rooster aspect of what they did recently, and I decided to buy all those loot boxes at the end, at the last day, because I was like, okay, I want these skins really bad, so.
Yeah. Yes.
For me, it's worth it. Overwatch is one of those games I'll be playing for years. I'm such a big competitive gamer. A lot of people don't know, but I used to professionally compete in the Counter-Strike arena in the original Counter-Strike days, so I played for a major team at the time. So I kind of started streaming because of that. I was originally going to try to do this, but at 29 years old, I figured I should probably
move on.
No,
don't give up on your dreams.
I wouldn't say it's a dream so much. But...
No one has to grow up or mature. Not in my book.
You have to.
No. You will never make me.
How old are you?
We don't talk about that. I erased my
check.
Yeah. No. Anyways, so then I guess there was kind of a couple clues going out about a new character in Overwatch.
Terry Crews.
What? Oh, doing the voice of Doomfist. For sure. I mean, come on. It's so obvious. They don't want to announce it, but we all know what's going on.
Yeah, it was in November, early December. Like I said, Terry Crews had basically posted all of his Twitter, other people have posted Terry Crews going in and out of the offices of Blizzard continuously for that time frame. So it's pretty obvious. He had stated publicly numerous times when he was going through his whole popularity event of creating his building his machine with the sun, that he wanted to basically voice Doomfist game. So I think that's what happened. Blizzard would be an idiot not to do that. So financially speaking, it makes sense for them to allow that to happen. So I'm pretty certain we're going to see. Now the question is Doomfist going to be a good guy? Is he going to be a member of Talon and a bad guy? Or is he going to be a third party? That's the question in terms of lore. Because a lot of people basically you have Overwatch and then you have Talon, which a lot of the Talon members used to be members of Overwatch. So like Reaper, for instance, used to be one of the heads of Overwatch, but now something happened to him that he's like ghostly, whatever. if you will.
Yep.
It's the head of Talon. So the question is he going to be a member of Talon, a member of Overwatch, or is he going to be a third party, kind of like what they introduced Sombra? Because Sombra kind of is a member of Talon, you think, but then they showed you that story of her, essentially of her storyline, if you will.
Wait, your mic's cutting out. No.
No, not my mic.
No.
So like where Sombra basically, she essentially has a video, if you will. I'm trying to think of the name of it. An animated short where she is a member of Talon, kind of. She's working with Widowmaker and Reaper, but she is at the end of it. She's kind of like, you don't know if she belongs to them or Overwatch or not, because she's kind of in the middle. So it kind of makes you wonder, is Doomfist going to be that or not? Because Doomfist essentially is either going to be good, bad, or in the middle, or you don't know. It's a translation.
Dun dun
Dun dun dun. To me, quite frankly, he kind of looks like a bad guy.
I don't know though. I can't imagine Terry Crews' voice with Doomfist and being a bad guy. I don't know. I can't imagine it. Like Doomfist for me, like Terry Crews' voice is just, I just want to imagine a good guy. I don't know why.
No, but you know, he can break out of the character mold. He can do something new.
He
It's
can
okay.
be different.
He can do whatever he wants. He is an adult.
You can't do that.
He can water all of the crops with Gatorade. I understand.
Oh. Yeah, actually, the whole lore of Overwatch is interesting. I haven't dug into it a ton, but it is cool when I hear like tidbits of a character's past, as I call it, and it's just cool. It's like, oh, sweet. They even added, like, when you're playing the game, it really doesn't matter what their background is.
Not at all.
But that's the thing is, they take the time, or Blizzard takes the time to even put in a lure that doesn't really matter. So it's really cool. I really like it.
I think it's a matter of time before we see an actual Overwatch. I mean, the amount of time they put inside of those animated shorts, it's pretty obvious that they're Pixar level in terms of the animated shorts. It's only a matter of time before we see an actual movie about all of it. It really is.
Well, there was a movie.
Well, I mean, like an actual, like, worldwide release publication, not
That's
just
true.
Online short. I'm talking like go to theaters kind of thing.
Well, so there was like a 2.5-hour movie that was released.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
And it was.
I never heard of that.
I know. It wasn't known very well. But I had a friend who went. They lived in a bigger city than I do, but they were able to go to, like, it was like a full-on Overwatch movie, like a full-on movie, like not just like clip scenes or whatever. They said it was a movie about Overwatch, and it was like a one-night release, and they've never spoken of it or even said anything about it since. Yeah, it is. Yeah. But when I heard that, I was like, what? I was like, well, what was in it? And he's like, well, like, I can't really, like, I mean, what? I'm gonna sit down and tell you. I'm like, tell me the whole thing. Like, I was so mad. But yeah, no. Apparently, there was a whole like 2-hour movie that I released on it. I was like, well, that's cool. Good to know. So yeah, maybe like, hopefully they probably release that. I don't know. We'll see. It is interesting.
I've not heard that before, so it's actually that's compelling because that means they've shown it to a test crowd. So that means it may actually be a real thing. Eventually.
It may actually be.
It's kind of interesting to hear.
Or maybe they did it to a test crowd to see how they can improve it. Who knows?
True. That's usually.
Or maybe it's a government conspiracy and they're actually giving them LSD and testing crazy experiments.
Holy shit!
Which kitty's got it on the nose there?
Oh man, which kitty?
It's a Canadian conspiracy.
It is.
Yeah, it's how we're gonna gain control.
It was probably like only released in Canada too, right?
Absolutely. Justin Trudeau, he announced all of it.
Yeah.
With this election.
For sure.
Yeah. That's how he got elected.
Exactly.
For sure.
I promised an Overwatch film. That's how I get into office.
No, it's that charming smile.
I can't say anything. That has a charming smile.
Jaw.
Chisel jaw. Anyways, there is a release on character nerfs that's gonna be happening. One that I'm a little.
Roadhog's gonna be a big focus.
I know. I really do like Roadhog.
He's already been nerfed though. Most of
I
the
know.
fixes are gonna be fixes to the nerfs that they've already done.
Yeah.
So there was actually a Reddit post I saw earlier where a guy essentially had hooked somebody, and he just basically took his camera and kind of went side to side with it, and basically the guy went with him the whole time. As long as you're within line of sight, Roadhog's hook catches you now. A lot of the problem with it in the past was you would hook somebody and it would be through like 6 walls and still pull them to you. So
Right.
they kind of changed that is essentially if he's not, or he or she is not within line of sight, that you can't pull them to you anymore, but that's changed. So they've changed a lot of it now. So it's actually a lot better now, but it's almost too much in terms of how hard they hit it with. So
Compared, like, if you played, okay, I can see how, like, if you're going against Roadhog, how that sucks. But playing as Roadhog, it definitely really sucks because, like, that nerf, you know, you just get kind of used to playing a character and you know how it works for you.
right.
And so that part seemed like a pretty big, you know, going around the wall and everything. I mean, I've done that a couple times, that's for sure. Like, they're right there. Like, I'll just grab them really quick.
Well,
like,
it's not like as a player it was your fault. It's just that the system allowed it, you know.
yeah, exactly. So you
But
kind of got used to it.
the problem was though, is Roadhog as a tank was like the 3rd highest DPS character in the game. That was the problem.
He was
And
amazing.
his role though isn't to do damage as much as it is to take damage. Now, the balance of the two is what he's meant to be a DPS style tank. That's his whole point. Whereas when you play a DPS style character on the offense side, you just couldn't keep up with him in a lot of instances. So that was where a lot of the problem was. The other problem with it is when you were playing like a Pharah, you could be behind a post like Falkaya Industries, which is where you basically have to attack a point and then it goes to the second point attack. You could be behind an actual post and Roadhog could hit you just on the barrel clip side and he would pull you around it and hit you and kill you instantly because of attack. So one of the things they're changing with that hook in the most recent actual testing server is he can't melee attack immediately damaging you with a main shot from his gun, but his gun is now going to do like 25% more damage because it's actually a narrow spread.
Yeah,
it's not going to spread as wide as it did.
It's going to be a little bit more focused, so it will definitely, like, what you're targeted towards will definitely get shot at, instead of that whole spread thing, which, I mean, to me that kind of felt like a rifle, but like totally spread right from the get-go. You know, rifle kind of spreads towards, you know, maybe 10 feet away, where his just spread like where did that even go? I don't even know.
His right click was supposed to be medium range, and it was actually doing a lot of damage at medium to long range, which is the problem.
Exactly, yeah. So that would be.
If you couldn't hit him there, you just hooked him, and then you just
brought
hit
him right
short range and won everything. So.
Yeah.
And then his heal basically recharged your
his
your
heal
ultimate
is
by like 25% after one heal. So they reduced the amount of in terms of ultimates you could do. They reduced that overall across all the whole board. But with him, you just heal yourself 6 times, and all of a sudden you have a full.
Yeah, you were like back to good again. So
that's why Zarya got so popular, because her shields, you can just absorb all of the damage, and all of a sudden you have with Zarya, basically her shields essentially absorb the damage and you turn that into damage, so her gun can do damage. That's why Zarya got so popular too. So you basically run into a Roadhog while he's ulting and you're just like, free damage, yay, kill you.
Yeah. Zarya is one of the characters I haven't learned too well, but yeah, there's so many to play, quite frankly.
Right. There's a lot.
There is. But yeah, there is a couple other hero balances, as they call them, or nerfing. Anna, Diva, Lucio, that's kind of cool. He can now go backwards up the wall, which is kind of new. So if he's cornered, like, that's like so great. You're like, boop, you're like out. See you later. And then there's Sombra got a little bit, and just recently, Bastion got a little bit of, actually, in my opinion, a little bit of an upgrade.
He needed it pretty bad. Bastion was one of those players, when anybody picked a Bastion, you were just kind of like fuck you, get off Bastion, change
Yeah,
to a different
what
character.
are
I
you
hate
doing?
you.
Yeah, don't
You're
do
a terrible
that.
human being. Stop.
So yeah, but so basically his deploy time got reduced, bullet speed got increased. His spread now is like right when you fire is the maximum spread instead of
Yes.
like it would like gather or like escalate.
It would broaden as you shoot. Yeah.
And now it was like right off the bat maximum, which will be really cool. And then he got a increase in magazine size, so more bullets.
Now,
So
the
that's
most
great.
important update to Overwatch is you can now equip multiple hellos, and you can also equip multiple actual emotes. So you can actually have a roller wheel of emotes.
That's
Instead of just
right.
having one emote, you can have 4 people. So you can tell people how
4.
stupid they are in emotes 4 times over. It's very important.
It
It's the
is.
most important part of the updates.
Oh god.
The emotes are definitely fun, and the sprays and the voice lines or whatever, they're definitely cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that is actually cool, and it's kind of crazy because it was like, it seems so like once you saw it, you're like, well, duh, like why didn't they do this earlier? But it's so cool. Now I have to go through all the characters and pick out their 4. Like literally, like that's gonna take hours.
That's what made me think about it when I watched your stream that one time when you bought up this box.
I know, I was like,
You went through
holy.
every character, you're like, God damn it, I gotta pick all of these things.
Like,
Oh my
Every
god.
character.
it's gonna
You're so
take
bitter.
forever.
You're so bitter about it.
I was like, holy shit, like this is gonna take forever. Anyways, so yeah, Overwatch, which is great. Let's quickly go into Star Citizen, which I should mention, that is how all of us know each other, I would say. We all met through playing Star Citizen, and if you haven't heard of Star Citizen, you should definitely check it out because it is a fantastic...
Greatest community in the world.
It is! Oh my god, the
It is.
community here is fantastic. And, you know, it's still a game that's getting built, but they are doing amazing things. They just got a new patch release for 2.6.1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting to the end of my beer here.
I just finished my 6-pack. I don't know.
Holy shit!
It's empty.
Oh god.
Oh jeez.
They're
Oh
supposed
man.
to already talking
Go
about
home, you're drunk.
2.6.2. I'm not drunk. Screw you, lady. Drink your ginger ale.
It's gone.
It is
Which
gone.
kidding?
It's very sad. It's very sad.
You're knitting and drinking ginger ale. We were talking about this earlier. Like, which
Thank
kitty?
you for being a responsible, designated driver.
Driver.
You're welcome, children.
Children.
come
Ow.
Whatever. I still look 16.
Yes.
Damn you if that's true.
Oh man. So anyways, so they basically just kind of did some server releases for 2.6.1. And no ticket. You said you actually had kind of looked into this a little bit, so I will let you talk on that.
Kind of. So it was more of Shiners. He had, I think it was Luke Sig inside of his group. Luke is based out of the UK office. They've been talking about the mega map a lot with Star Citizen, and the mega map is essentially a way for them to stream, in the literal sense, multiple maps inside of the actual world. When I say maps, I literally mean in terms of actual encompassing areas of the world. So in terms of the actual world itself, when it comes out, they're going to be able to have, so let's say you jump into a system, they're going to be able to load all of the systems nearby in terms of jump points through the mega map, and they're going to be preloaded for you. So when you jump to them, they're going to be preloaded, so you go through, and then in the background they're going to load underneath it all. So it's kind of an interesting aspect there. So that's one of the things the mega map is going to do. They always talk about this mega map, and we're like, oh, we see this huge thing inside of our ship, but we're like, what does that mean? So it's interesting in the aspect of the aspect that they went to the Amazon servers, the fact that they're able to stream all of that live in terms of background downloading and updates. So when you want to jump to a new system, it's immediately going to be there versus having to wait for it to load. So that's one of the interesting aspects of it. The last game that tried to do something like this this, and this is just my general crap knowledge I have, is a game called Vanguard, which was made by Sony Online
That's right.
Entertainment, which they tried to do the similar system, and it failed miserably because they had so many hands on deck to do the same thing, and it just didn't work. So when you try to go seamlessly to a new zone, it essentially would try to stream in, but you would spend 10-20 seconds just loading the new zone. So you would basically just pause and be in the middle of an action and not doing anything.
Oh
So
my
it's
God.
interesting to hear. That's one of the big advantages to them going to a lumberyard, is the Amazon aspect of it all allows them to stream that stuff in the background. So it's a live stream essentially happening in the back of your system and your structure while you're trying to move around and stuff and doing what you want to do in your system. If you want to go to the next system, it's already preloaded, so you don't have to worry about it taking forever to load, which is one of the more interesting things. That was one of the interesting aspects I picked up. He had mentioned that when you're playing Star Marine, the other maps are, I think it was Moonshiner was playing, he was actually doing the Star, not Star Marine, but the actual in-flight, and that the Star Marine background, so if you wanted to jump out and go to Arena Commander, it's already loaded. So essentially time and load, which is really impressive. That's one of the big things with 2.6.2 that they're talking about, is the mega map. That's what that's going to involve. So that's why we all talked about Lumberyard when it happened. So that's one of the big things in the background it's doing. We just don't realize. So that background structure is super important for that.
I'm actually really excited about the Lumberyard move that they did, and it's like so much improvement just from that change. It definitely shows off their work, and they've put a lot of work and hard blood, sweat, and tears into this game, and for once, like, not like for once, but like it really shows it off well in Lumberyard, and I'm really happy that they made that switch, for sure.
Absolutely.
So.
And again, it's one of those things, like, a lot of people are like, oh shit, they completely changed engines, blah blah. They basically just, Lumberyard was already built upon the same structure they'd already started, so essentially they just had to kind of take code here and move it to here, and it was done. Like, it was seamless. It was correcting imperfections in terms of spelling and grammar more than it was in terms of actual. So that's
coding.
One of the more impressive parts about it. Exactly. So like Chris Roberts had said, it was literally one engineer spending 6 hours or 8 hours or however it was to fix it, to make them compatible, and it was done. So it's very, very simple. And the thing that's most impressive about it is Lumberyard being tied in with the Amazon server structure. Amazon actually has the biggest streaming service in the world before they even acquired Twitch. So now they
I was like, saying they did just acquire Twitch.
Before Twitch, they already had the biggest, and then they acquired Twitch, and now it's kind of like the sky's the limit at this point. So that, and when we say streaming, all of us think, okay, it's Twitch, YouTube, we can stream video, we can stream audio, like we can listen to Pandora, we can listen to Spotify, and all this stuff happens. But when we say stream, we literally mean in the background data before you actually want to access it. So it allows them a lot more in terms of software, in terms of code, in terms of loading up code. So you can actually load an entire structure, an entire system before you ever want to recall it, which has always been the issue with MMOs. That's why you've always had to travel to a new zone and you have to wait for the load time, because that zone was not available in memory until I went and said, I want the zone, so let me load it.
It's like, hang on real quick. Let me grab that. Here you go.
So, and that's the thing, is exactly.
Yeah.
And memory now, the way that the capacity of RAM and memory we have in our systems today, it's so easy for them to just have it preloaded and now just go grab it. I say so easy, but it's really not. But with streaming, it is, because it's preloaded in the background.
And technology
it's happening while you're already playing on it.
Caught up. Yeah. The technology is there now. It can happen. So why not use it to the greater use of, a better gameplay?
Right. But the problem is no one else is doing it. So it seems so common sense with our conversation here, but no one else is doing it. So it's kind of the first time it's ever happened. So that's one of the impressive things with Lumberyard, and the fact that Robert Space Industries and SIG and all those guys are doing that. That's one of the most impressive parts about it. Yeah,
I agree.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
It's been super cool. we'll lightly touch on ATV today, and then we do have quite a few questions, so we will jump into there so that we can wrap
Prospector
up on time. Yes, the Prospector! Who's excited for that? I know that there's probably quite a few people that have purchased a Prospector, and...
That is the only ship I don't have want. And damn you, Moonshiners, for hosting a great event because of Space Herpy, for giving one away and I didn't win it.
Oh, no!
And I know I keep bringing them up, but Space Herpy actually gave away one Moonshiner stream the other day. It was won by somebody. It was a wonderful thing for Space Herpy. He's such a great community.
He is,
Again,
yeah.
we always talk about how great our community is, and he's the epitome of the example of the community is. He wants the game to succeed so much that he's not buying stuff for himself anymore. He's just giving it away to other people.
Yes. Yeah, so it was a pretty good. They talked about some Super Hornet stuff that I lightly touched on.
I'm embarrassed to say I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, it got released really late today.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
I think you did. Because I was at work, I was stuck, and then, it didn't get released during my lunch break. And when that doesn't happen, I'm just like, well, I can't really listen to it. So yeah. But, anyways, Prospector, that is awesome to see in the works.
It looks really pretty.
It is so pretty.
It reminds me of
monies. You can earn monies with it.
You can.
Yeah,
It's definitely going to be a big money maker.
Well, I earn money so I can get more ships.
More ships.
What she said.
Yeah. Yeah, so, okay, let's jump into some questions here, because we do have a couple here, and then I definitely want to make sure you guys end on time so I don't keep you up too late tonight.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, it's like 9 o'clock. I am up for like another couple hours, but I know for
It's
you...
now midnight.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so our first, not really a question, but I guess a comment from the Moonshiners. She says, in terms of bar food, marry, kill, wait.
What?
I'm so confused.
I'm assuming she wants to know, marry, what's the word? I don't want to say that word.
Yeah.
Kill or screw.
Mozzarella sticks, pot stickers, and jalapeno poppers.
Food?
Okay, I would marry
what
pot
are we
stickers.
even talking about?
Food?
I would
No.
marry pot stickers, no questions asked. I would probably screw the jalapeno poppers because, I mean, that would be hot.
Ow!
It would be hot once, right? And then I would kill the other one, mozzarella sticks. And I'm Italian, so that's saying something.
Huh.
Oh, I get it.
I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable with that question.
It's okay.
No. What is this?
I'm 5 beers deep. I'm good.
I'm good. Okay. Well, I'm glad No Tick answered that for the group. You took one for the team. Oh
Matzo sticks
goodness.
are amazing.
From JJ 2078. The Sydney Bar Citizen is this weekend at the Aurora Hotel on Saturday. Can you help promote it? Of course. So
Promoted.
if you
Consider promoted.
Go
Yes,
there.
Sydney. Sydney, Australia. There's
everyone
Bar
go this Saturday.
Oh,
Buy
we
tickets
nerdy
now.
about spaceships. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Max to do this because I think the Bar Citizen website was hacked recently or something like that, right? So barcitizen.sc used to be what it was. I don't know if it's different. So
Oh,
post the
and
link to it.
Jordan's not in chat right now.
Yeah, Jordan's on chat. So go to barcitizen.sc or barcitizen.sc. Okay, and it's fixed apparently. Go to
It is
Max,
fixed.
and you
Sweet.
can check. Meet up with your friends. I haven't done it yet. I live in a space where I have to travel at least 100 miles to meet up with people. Savage. But worth it from what I understand. So
They are
go do
super
it.
fun. I tried to host one and then, oh my god, I won't even get into that story. But they are really fun, and you should just go to a Bar Citizen. They are fantastic.
People.
Take a note.
Yeah. Oops.
It was work, freaking work. Anyways, we won't get into that. I'll just leave that behind. From next, has Notic ever considered playing the guitar on a podcast?
This is the first podcast I've ever been on, you asshole. So no, I never have.
What about just on one of your streams, doing a creative stream with you and your guitar?
Yeah.
That would be.
That'd be fun.
I did do one recently. I'm pretty sure Nax says this because I've been playing music since I was 11 years old. I play a little instruments, but I settled on guitar. I was like 13, settled into it immediately. And I spread to the electric guitar world. I did a lot of metal and stuff like that because that's really the only place you can find good guitar anymore is in heavy metal, shred, whatever. But I did do a kind of a crazy stream, kind of just for shits and giggles recently. I didn't save any email. I've actually been teaching myself finger picking because I never really did that with the acoustic guitar world. Big into Andy McKee.
I heard that as finger painting. Sorry.
Finger picking. Picking.
Yeah.
So
it made sense after you kept talking, but
that's
you
hilarious.
don't do that to your guitar. It won't like that.
It doesn't like that at all.
It doesn't like that. Stop.
There's basically 3 guitarists I like a lot: Andy McKee, Bob Ross, and Eric Mongrain. Eric Mongrain is incredible because he's basically taught himself everything. He's never been through any sort of official learnings, which I minored in music theory in college. So for me, music's a huge thing. So I've been regrowing my right hand fingernails out for finger picking, trimming the left one like that. So I've been trying to teach myself that whole thing. So
wow, that's awesome. Well, you should do some more creative streams with the good old guitar. It would be
maybe
awesome.
one day.
It's always fun.
Yes.
Creative streaming is fun.
Yeah.
As she
like
knits.
Witch Kitty has knitted for her creative stream, which is always
Yeah.
Absolutely.
fun.
Which is new, and it's actually really fun and chill.
It is, right?
It's very relaxing from what
Well,
I
because
understand.
like you just sit there and you like chat with people, and you don't really have to like stress out about anything. It's just it's
You
just
don't have to worry
hanging
about
out.
performing in a first-person shooter environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Threatening to kill anyone.
Witch
like,
Kitty's
it's so
favorite.
good.
I kill you.
I kill you right now. Yeah. Okay. The next question here is again from Nax, who has read the. Oh my God, I'm gonna slaughter this.
The
Necronomicon?
Necronomicon, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. And why isn't it there more book talk?
I've never read it. I've never wanted to summon the dead back to life, so I can't say I have.
It's on my to-read list.
Yeah.
What she said.
Yeah, that
She's
working
to
on it.
read list. You know, it's
She's
only
gonna
like
give me a
2
book
or
cover.
3 books deep.
She's gonna knit me
Right?
a book cover so I can protect it when I open it. It doesn't actually try to kill me.
Interesting.
I think, and also, like, I think there definitely could be more book talk on the Craft Brews and Nerd News because, quite frankly, like, I left it pretty generic, nerdy news. That could just be anything in general, really. So,
Absolutely.
if there's definitely a group of book readers that want to jump on here and nerd out about some books, we can definitely do that.
Awesome.
I'm in the middle of my 17th book of the month, essentially. So
Holy crap!
it's certain books just draw me. So I'm actually reading a series right. So if
No, your mic just. What series?
I'm in the middle of reading a series called The Chronicles. So if you're a big fan of, it's essentially a modern world. So today, if you think about it, but there's a group called the Overworld, which is essentially this other spectrum of demons, angels, and arcane casters and stuff. That it's a very, very good series. It's written by a guy named John Corwin. Highly suggest it. It's 13 books deep right now,
Wow.
and he has a series that's on the side as well. He has like another 6 books out, I think, that are separate from the main chronicle. But I've been reading it like crazy. I went through 10 books in like a month, so
Wow.
it's
Whoa.
pretty crazy. Yeah, it's
I
a
wish
really
I had
good
time
series.
to read.
I know, right?
I actually read at work, as sad as that is. I'll read on the side on my computer at work.
Huh.
Yeah.
Kind of what
Never thought
I
to
don't.
do
I
that.
don't know why.
I'm like
behind-
still in the middle of Blood of Elves
Sure.
because I just read it when I travel. And
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I don't travel that much.
I read every night before bed on a Kindle, and then I usually, and then
Yeah, I just don't have that time.
yeah.
I know, right? Oh man. Anyways, all right. Next one here again is from Next. And how long until Witch Kitty starts playing Overwatch with us?
No.
now.
Witch Kitty.
You can buy
Come
the
on,
game for
you
like
want
30
to.
We'll see.
You
You can
want
buy the
I
game for like
to.
30 or 40 bucks. You'd enjoy it. I bet you would. If you
I'm
like
bet you
storyline
would.
at all, you'd enjoy it.
I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Somebody
But-
gift Witch Kitty Overwatch now.
Yeah, if someone
There you
gifts
go.
it to me, I'll start playing it. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna procrastinate it because I'm cheap.
Oh no. Oh man.
Just saying.
Seriously though, you should play Overwatch with us. It'll be fun. And the last question here is from Citaro and says, "At Witch Kitty, are you knitting a new Toque?" Sorry.
Toque.
Yes.
Toucan.
Which I think I did ask or answer. Yeah, it's a kitty ear toque for
Aw.
Asian Glow. This is an old one, but yeah,
It's
pretty
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
That's
I have like
adorable.
3 on the go for people who like paid me money for them. So yeah,
Aw,
Fancy all the way.
Mhm.
that's fantastic. Well,
Pretty
guys, before we wrap up here, shameless plug for each of your guys' stream.
Absolutely.
Witch Kitty, where can they
Oh.
find you? When do you stream?
Uh,
Their links are in chat, so make sure you can click on their name and follow them there, or follow the links over to their channels. They also have both have Twitter. So, anyways, shameless plugs, real quick. You guys can go ahead and go.
Okay, so my streams are really random right now because work and life and boyfriend and whatever. So I stream whenever I can, usually at night, sometimes during the day of the weekends, like 4 to 7 times a week.
Yay!
Or like 3 to 7 times a week, maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
It's like completely random right now.
It really
I
is.
play I play whatever the fuck I want. I'll do some Star Marine on the weekends usually. I've started creative. I'm still playing through Tales, and I've got Kingdom of Amalur on the go. And I
Dang.
need to get back into Witcher. So yeah.
Just a couple you're
Check me out.
shuffling through.
Yeah, just check me out. I'm sure I'll be doing something different every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is fantastic, has a great stream. So definitely give her a follow and check her out. Yeah. And no tick.
So I stream very seldomly. I'm a lot like Naxxas. I kind of stream on a schedule, but when I stream, it's usually going to be a first shooter style stuff. As I said earlier, I'm kind of a big competitive gamer. I used to professionally compete in the Counter-Strike scene a long time, Russian teams. But you can catch me on NoTick is on Twitch at twitch.tv/NoTick, and I also have a Twitter that I'll use usually. Twitter /no_tick. If you're wondering what the no-tick means, it's actually an old programming language thing. So no-tick is an old error message you used to get from programming whenever you screw up inside of your programming loops. It would say no-tick because the tick of the loops would fail. Because every time a loop ticks, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 0. Usually. So I'm basically a big fuck up. That's kind of the names. I'm a big fuck up. So that's what it means.
That's what it means.
That's what it means. Essentially, I'm a big fuck up.
Thanks,
so
guys.
that's where you can catch me. So Twitter or Twitch. Like I said, I stream very seldom. So. But when I do, it's usually like Overwatch or a first-person shooter, or I will do Star Marine every now and again. It's very seldom. So.
Well, that's awesome. Cheers, guys. Thank you guys so much for being on tonight, and I hope you guys had fun chatting about nerdy stuff going on in the current stuff. Awesome. Yeah, please make sure you guys at least give them a follow out on their Twitch and their Twitters. Tweet them and say hello to them when they're on. And we will see you guys next week. As always, I am Rue Smash. This is No Tick and Witch Kitty. Thank you guys for being awesome guests this week. And this show is weekly on Thursdays, every Thursday. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We exchange or rotate guests through, so we'll have 2 new guests on next week. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. And again, cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Have a great night, guys.